by special request, people wanted me to watch this one. But anyway, I figured since I am a horror movie guy as well, I decided to do a new section for my YouTube channel, the horror section for horror movie reviews. I don't know where that came from. Let's talk about Terrifier.
Come on, show the movie!
Hey! Down in front! 9!
So Terrifier is a horror movie, and it's basically centered around a clown called Art the Clown. And basically he's stalking a bunch of people on Halloween night, and basically there is just a lot of blood and guts everywhere. Okay, the things I'm going to say positive about this movie. First of all, Art the Clown, probably one of the most creepiest clowns I've ever seen in a movie, period. Like, I was really intrigued with this character, considering that as you're watching this movie, like just seeing his presence, you know, he does a lot of weird things that are clownish, but also he is very creepy and disturbing. And when he does do a lot of funny moments as well, there's a lot of like blood and guts and gore styles that happen with, you know, adding a bit of comedy elements to it, which makes it very terrifying, I have to admit. Like, there are some moments where I was just watching this movie and I was just like, God, this is getting weird and this is creepy. And that's what you want out of a character like this, you know, especially a creepy clown. And I was really intrigued to watch this movie, considering that I wanted to hear the gossip of it. And I gotta admit, bravo to Art the Clown. Like, he's honestly like, pop culture icon in the future. Like, he is pretty much gonna be appearing in a lot of movies. Now look, the only positive things I can say about this movie is that I do love the Art the Clown and I like the idea of the movie, but I gotta tell you, there are some really questionable things in this movie. First of all, I gotta tell you, like, with the characters in this movie that are getting stalked and killed by Art the Clown, I gotta tell you, like, some of the acting in it's not very good. Like, for example, the two main girls that you know, getting stalked by Art the Clown in this movie, yeah, like, particularly the blonde one, like, like, there was some moments in it where the dialogue, it was just so cringy. Like, it's a B grade horror movie, but there are B grade horror movies where the acting's actually far better than this, and I have to admit, like, I just could not really engage with this movie, considering just what I'm hearing these characters are saying out of their mouths. Like, granted, there is maybe one other actor in this movie which may have the better role out of everyone, but that's like pretty much not really saying much as well. Now, another thing too I want to say is a big disappointment in this, I have to admit, are some of the kill scenes. Now, I like some of the idea of the kill scenes and what was happening in them, but when it came to the gore and the special effects, it was, yeah, there were the moments where you could tell it was way too fake. Like, there's a moment where one guy, he's holding like a fake hand and he's like sort of waving it like this, but you could tell it's a fake hand, and it really put me off. But however, there was another kill scene in it, which I have to admit is probably the best kill scene out of this movie. I like the idea of it, but the execution of it, yeah, again, like, you just see that the special effects, like, that they weren't really that great. But overall, like, after the kill scenes and you see, like, the prosthetic dead bodies and all that stuff, like, they look good, but yeah, like, just the execution of how they get killed in that, it's not great. Like, it's rough at times as well. But there are also, like, a lot of cringy moments as well, like whether if it's exchanges from the other characters, and also some of the victims as well that are getting killed in this movie. Like, it is ridiculous, I have to admit, and it really does put me off. Like, some of the moments that have happened in this movie, it's very distracting, and it does make you, like, yeah, it's just, like, makes you cringe a lot, especially with some exchanges between characters, and the fact as well that you're seeing, like, for example, one person just getting his throat completely cut off and then his head gets ripped off, but he's still gagging even though his, like, head's, like, pretty much 90% ripped off. Like, we're talking nearly headless Nick ripped off, like from Harry Potter. Like, that's how decapitated the bloke was, but yet still alive somehow. And even as well too, like, I know I'm dipping into a bit of spoiler territory here and that as well, but there's a moment as well where one character gets shot a bunch of times, once in the face, and is still alive. And yeah, like that, I just could not, I was done after that, like, pretty much. But even as well too, you do get those classic horror movie tropes where the victims have a chance to get away and they do the most dumbest stuff as well. And nowadays, like with horror movies, they are a lot more smarter and a lot more clever when it comes to you know, victims or, you know, the main characters, you know, getting targeted, or it's a haunting entity and they got no other choice. But when there's like an opportunity to escape a killer clown, like throughout this movie, it's just Trip City, like the whole entire time. Now, overall with this movie, like, the only positives I can say about it is that I like Art the Clown in this movie. I do enjoy when he is on screen, and also his personality in it. Like, he is the best character out of this movie. But overall with the other characters, like, again, the dialogue's really, really cringy, and some of the exchanges between the dialogues are just not great. The special effects scenes, they're great when the kill scenes, like, the props are, like, pretty much already done after the kill scenes, but when they're happening, it's too fake, and it's really distracting. Like, it's been graded. I know a lot of people will enjoy that aspect of it, but overall, in my opinion, I do feel like for horror movie fans, it is a movie horror movie fans will like, but also it's a movie I'm probably only going to watch once and never again. But what did you guys think of Terrifier? Did you like it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You can follow my socials up here as well. And as always, as I say at the end of these videos, get me some goddamn M&Ms.
Miss Hoover, the movie's over.
Down in front.